The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Welcome everyone to another Roundtable session at the Festival of Storytellers Season 6. We are ecstatic to have you join us on today. I am Lady Million Marviette A. Usher, lovingly called Lady Million Marviette, transforming the lives of 1 million phenomenal women from the inside out. I am that author of 2 books entitled 30 Pearls of I Do and Phenomenal Oh Yes You Are. I'm also the host of the Phenomenal Oh Yes You Are podcast, and everything I do is centered around my passion for how women see themselves in seasons of brokenness and ensuring that you don't come out empty-handed. So on today, I am excited to moderate and explore the phenomenal topic of women in leadership breaking barriers. During this roundtable session, we will discuss the progress women have made in leadership roles and the systemic challenges they continue to face. As more women step into influential positions, they not only pave the way for future generations, but also enrich organizations with diverse perspectives and innovative solutions. Together, we will share insights on tonight on how to effectively navigate your path to leadership. So, at this time, I am excited to welcome our phenomenal authors to the stage. And so let's have our very first author, Miss Katina. Great day, Miss Katina. How are you?
Hello, thank you for having me. I am Katina Blassingame.
Wonderful.
And my book today I'm going to share is Repeat After Me. And was inspired by my own health journey. And it's what got me from darkness to light and to say, I can be my life coach that I am. I can be the teacher I am and the published author. And I'm excited to have 6 books out and a new release coming on Valentine's Day.
Wow. New release coming on Valentine's Day. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, wonderful. All right. So, Miss Mona, tell us your name, the title of your book, and what inspired you. Miss Mona?
Okay, so my name is Mona Ford. Yes, my book is titled Woman Code of Conduct. And it was written because, so I am from Africa to begin with. It has been very challenging for African women to be able to be self-sufficient. So going through all these challenges, my personal challenges, I have 8 sisters, I have 3 daughters myself. I realized that it is a process to become financially independent, is a process to be in charge of your life. And I was able to put all this in the book, and I'm sharing with other ladies out here, young women, parents, sisters. Every woman just need to be able to be independent. So this is basically what the book is about.
Wonderful. I love that. I can't wait to read that. That's amazing. All right, Miss Marva.
I am Marva Avon. I am a retired audiologist, doctor of audiology, and I always enjoy words and understanding words. And this book is written to help and to give clarity and insight into a lot of the words that we use frequently in religious settings and in the study of the Bible. So I'm just believing that it will be beneficial for believers and to consider the insight provided by these acrostics.
Okay. All right. Welcome. Nice to have you here on tonight. All right, Miss Dora.
Yes, hello. My name is Dora Pshebelik, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm a Peruvian Chinese author who lives in the U.S. for over 40 years. I worked for the United Nations for 32. I have 2 daughters, and there was no way not to be inspired just by what we see around, but the world itself, and to see the challenges do
Mhm.
make us stronger. So I had to put that. I actually am an author of a series, but Luisita is sick. It's one of them. It's about Luisita having cancer. I'm a cancer survivor, and I would like to. I'd be very happy to share with you all my insights about this. Thank you.
Wonderful. So glad to have you. And we actually praise God for you being a survivor. That is a blessing. You are here with us on tonight, and we are happy to have you here on tonight. All right, let's turn it on to Dr. Susan. Welcome, Dr. Susan. How are you?
I'm very happy to be here. And my book is a positive one about giving is not just for the very rich, a how to guide for giving and philanthropy.
Okay. And so,
Why?
what inspired you to write it?
Oh, because I have been very fortunate to have met wonderful people who are givers. And I also was trained by my father from the age of 9 to help him give collections of rare books and manuscripts to university libraries because he didn't have any sons, and his wife and the other daughter weren't particularly interested, but I was very interested, and I just loved going with him to adult events and getting into conversations with wonderful people. So I just have been continuing this for the rest of my life.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we are excited to have all of you phenomenal authors here with us on tonight. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with our discussion questions. And so, as I'll remind you all, you'll have a minute and 30 seconds to just kind of share your insight on the questions. And so, team, let's put up our first question. We'll start it with, can you share a personal journey into leadership and the barriers you encountered along the way? Who'd like to kick us off and get started? Go ahead, Katina.
So my personal journey was I'm a teacher, and to go from being in the classroom to a mentor coach and teach other teachers who we all think we know everything. I know I did. And so there's always something to learn is what they actually taught me. And I had to use my own mantras, my own affirmations to find my inner peace and my calm. I had to learn that everyone has knowledge, everyone has passion, and everyone has something to say. So be a good listener and to just go ahead and invite everyone to the table. And to be a good leader, I needed to hear what they were saying and then go ahead and make the outline, not just what I wanted. We had to be a team player.
Team player. Oh, that's good. Team player. All righty. Anyone else with barriers that you noticed? Miss Dora?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to comment on what Katrina said, because I believe very much that we can all be leaders, but we should always, number one, listen, and we all have something to teach. We all have our strengths. I worked, like I said, for the United Nations for 32 years and closely with 4 secretary generals. I was not like a big shot, but I learned so much from the big shots, men and women, and many times not to criticize them, but rather learn from them, is to see that not everybody listens. And, being able to have that virtue or that quality is very important. So we all can pitch in and give our insights, give our feedback, and we are leaders. We can all help each other.
Right. So we can't be leaders with that know-it-all mentality and not feel like other people have valuable input. All right. Anyone else have some insight on a barrier that you faced as you were in a woman in leadership journey? All right, Miss Mona.
So the biggest issue I have, I'm actually gonna state two, but I'm just gonna develop on one. The first one was like a sexual harassment, then was a serious issue for me. The second was every time I had to give birth. I remember one of my job, I had to literally hide my pregnancy as far as I could, almost like the 8 months, because as a leader, I did not want to be undervalued or, with this double standard be, you know, disrespected because I was pregnant. So I could not even really openly say, hey, I have a doctor appointment or I can stand that long. And I was working in an industry where it was very few women. Most of the time, I would be the only female working in those places. So being free to be a woman and go to my woman natural, process was very difficult. That was the biggest barrier. Like I couldn't really enjoy, my coming up. I had to find clothes or I could just hide under, just so I can keep the respect. And I felt that it was not automatically given to me.
Wow, that's so not good. That is so not good, but it is true. And this is why we are having platforms like this to discuss it and to share, because another woman could actually be dealing with that right now. And so being able to share some insight on the things that you did and how you've overcome. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Miss Marva, did you have something you wanted to add, or Dr. Susan? Go ahead, Miss Dr. Susan.
Well, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a PhD doctor.
Uh-huh.
But I had to work for many years to study and to get my master's in international affairs and my doctorate and so forth. Now, with all these credentials, I was very insulted when I was working with a nonprofit organization, and one of the gentlemen in the organization said, "Go fetch something, do something. Like you're a woman, you're a secretary. That's what you're here for."
Oh no! Oh no!
Thank you. I was so insulted. I've never forgotten that, because unfortunately, there are too many men who think they are the center of the earth, and they cannot believe that women also are very qualified and
Right.
intelligent and communicate all the time with other people.
Oh my goodness. Did you see me grab my chest here? I'm like, can you all imagine? Some guys telling you, go do something, go do something. Oh my goodness. So that leads me into my personal barriers that I had to overcome and work through. So I spent over 20 years in information technology. So if you know anything about IT, it is all male dominating field. Okay. And so in that, I deal with the lack of representation for my and role models for me. So not just women, but the lack of representation of African American women is very represented in IT. And so also the assumption that based on your race and your gender, that you cannot have anything valuable to add. And so always working around those guys in IT thinking, like, what does a woman know? Like, what does a woman know? And so women in leadership, we have to be able to know how to be the brains of an idea, but also coach it to a man where we help him to think he came up with the idea. All right. So that's a skill and that's a nugget, right? That we have learned how to do to make them think they came up with the idea. And then another barrier is, before we move on, is sometimes we're held to a higher standard. And when we're held to a higher standard, it causes us to constantly feel like we have to prove ourselves, right? Which is the result of why so many women in leadership are overachievers. We're always overachievers because we've always felt like we had to overachieve. All right. So let's move on quickly to our second question, which some of you all kind of answered it. The second question, team, says, what qualities do you believe are essential for effective female leaders, and how can they be cultivated? So I heard you, Katina and Miss Dora, you all talked about being active listeners. You have to be able to listen. So outside of being a great listener, I say it takes emotional intelligence, because, what do they say about us? Women are all over the place. Oh, she's just emotional. She's emotional, right? And so being able to have that emotional intelligence as well as resilience. All right. So to persevere. So some of your other ladies, what do you think are some essential characteristics that a female leader needs, and how do we need to cultivate those? Anyone else? Go ahead, Dora.
Yes, I think there are many qualities, and it's not because we are all women and there's girl power here, but
girl power.
I think so too. What you were saying, I could tell many times. We had our first Deputy Secretary General in the 2000s at the UN. I could see, I'm not talking about her, but in general, when they were leaders at a high level positions, I could see how sometimes they wanted to assume almost like a manly, unless it was natural, but a manly attitude. They'll be walking with the mug in their hands instead of like the way they do. Sometimes they were cold when we knew they were not, but because they felt like they were competing with men. If you are soft and delicate, they might not respect you. So I think that besides listening, we have to be authentic. We have to be that. Maybe you are not very feminine, and that's fine. You have to be you. But being feminine, being delicate is not a sign of weakness, and it's rather the opposite, because it's the way we are. Not all of us, I'm not very feminine probably either, but I'm saying just be you. They have to be authentic. We are team players. It just is in our nature. There are many things that are just how we are. We are conductors of orchestra because we multitask, and that's
Multitask.
good.
Yes. Wow. So you said be yourself, be authentic to you. And you said walking around with a mug. That's very important that you say that, because in IT, I was the one who showed up, the only female sometimes, and I was always overdressed, 6-inch heels, business suit, completely made up. And they would be like, Marv, where are you going? And I say, here to work with you. I'm not wearing Dockers and a polo. I am a female and I have no desire to wear Dockers and a polo. So being able to embrace your femininity and be exactly who you are. Anyone else has anything you want to add? Visionary thinking is also essential for our female leaders. Anyone else has anything else to add before we move to the next question? Go ahead, Miss
Yeah, I
Marva.
was asking.
I was just going to say I agree with you and Dora that a woman has to be confident in who she is.
Yes.
We have to have a certain amount of boldness and I guess sort of be on the offense without being rude, but because of cultural patterns, she does have to have a stance of strength and confidence that I'm here because I have the qualifications. I am here because I have something to contribute, and I will not allow another person to tell me that I'm less than.
Yes, absolutely. Confidence is everything. Confidence is everything. All right. What about you, Miss Mona? That was good, Miss Marva.
Actually, Marva said it all. Marva said exactly what I was trying to say. Confidence for me is everything. Yeah, I feel like we have to be our own cheerleader. We have to. It's so important for us. That confidence to me is the number one skill that we need to cultivate.
Confidence and self-assurance, as well as strong communication. I work a lot with women on learning how to articulate your words. You have a voice, learn how to use your voice, and you have to be able to articulate your words. And so that's a skill that we really need to hone in on. Okay, our third question. Team, how can organizations create a supportive environment that fosters women's advancement into leadership roles? What do you think our companies can do? Go ahead, Katina.
So I really feel, at least for education, that we could break those barriers of bias. I have a master's in education just like other people, but for some reason, if I say something, maybe it wasn't acknowledged until somebody that was sitting up higher at the table said it. But they got the idea from me. So, it's okay to share, but equal opportunity is key in making an organization be successful.
Yes. Diversity and inclusion, addressing biases, getting rid of stereotypes. Yeah. What about creating a culture of recognition, right? Creating a culture. This is the culture of this company that we recognize everything you do. And guess what that does? That gives great employee morale. And then also lets everybody know we see you, you matter, and what you have to say has value. All right. Anyone else have an idea of some suggestions of what we can do, the companies can do? Corporations, organizations? Go ahead, Dr. Susan.
First of all, I want to say that the other people here have been speaking so well and articulating what we need to do, especially when we're discriminated against.
Right.
But the main thing is to have knowledge and then confidence, and to feel from within that you can do the job, that you're very qualified, and that you're probably more qualified than other people, but you don't have to hit them over the head with it. There's nothing
Right.
worse than bragging. It's just that if a situation arises and they need people who have leadership abilities, they can turn to you. It just,
Right.
they feel comfortable with
Right.
you. But
Right.
it doesn't mean that you uh, never lord it over other people. Just
Mhm.
go with the group and
Go with
then
the group.
and take the lead because you're qualified.
Right, because you're qualified. You know what that leads toward, Dr. Susan? That leads toward inclusive leadership. So that causes you to support the people, support the woman, and I believe in empowering others to succeed. You know, we often say, if you're the smartest one in the room, then you're in the wrong room. You know, some people want to stay in that room because everybody looks to them for everything, but that literally shows where you are too, and that you're not as self-assured as you may think you are, because you feel so assured and confident when you're in a room where there are other people that are less than you. All right, so inclusive leadership is amazing. It is exactly what we need. One of our another questions we have is, what role does mentorship play in empowering women to break through barriers in their careers? All right, Miss Dora, so what do you think
Yes.
mentorship can do?
Well, mentorship is very important, but if I could go back a little bit to the other, because they're all related, but
Okay.
when we were saying the organization, and that also has to do with mentorship, we should start really with the young people. I know that we're talking about organizations in mentorship, but then maybe also this could be related. The organizations could also work with schools, with institutes where young people are growing and seeing that they can become one day. Because how do you get to work in an organization if you didn't have the base and the foundation
Right.
from elementary or middle school or high school? So that's also where the mentors come, just like our friend was saying, you know, she works with students, and that is where we see that. We also see it at home. Role model is modeling is so important. We see how others work. What
Mm-hmm.
you should also do, you know, and going back, I'm sorry, I'm going backwards, but then they should base, organizations should base stuff on merit, not just like we were saying, not because it's a man, they
Right.
get the best. And that's what, like, for example, gender equality wasn't working that great because it's just, you know, you're giving it to me because I'm a woman. That doesn't work either. So merit is important because we women are very capable. And
Right.
yeah, but going back to role mentorship, yes, it's very important. We can do it not only at work, we can do it at school. We moms can do it at home.
Yes.
We
Yes.
learn, we know that we learn from imitating. And when we see, it's the best way to really learn, by seeing someone
Right.
leadering.
Yes. So it's that habitual behavior. That's what you learn from. So mentorship, you all can agree and chime in if you would like to. Guidance and skill development is what people gain, right? Sponsorship, they gain confidence, even more confidence. You know, I talk a lot about an alter ego. So who do you know that you love the way they move throughout? You just love what they do. You love their presence. You love how they just operate. That is something that you can gain from someone else, is being able to see confidence as well as emotional support. So I saw, Mona, I saw your hand raised. What would you like to add?
I feel like mentorship should also create a safe space
Yes.
for, the woman to be able to express and share, any kind of concern without judgment, because it was
Right.
something that it was so hard for me. I remember one of my job again, I was able to go to HR because she was a woman. It was kind of easier for me, but other places, you kind of have to keep seeking for who you can trust to, express different issues that you have, as a leader, because you're a woman. So
Right.
I think mentorship should also be able to open the floor, a safe area, a safe zone where women can also be able to say those things without feel like seen as weak, or without feel like I'm using my status as a woman to complain about this and that, when it's actually a valid concern that most of the time women have, especially in leadership. So I think
Yes.
mentorship should also be able to have that role.
That's good, because mentorship, you just said that comfort zone. They have to feel safe, and people, whatever people trust, they believe in it. All right. So that's what you want to remember with mentorship. It's not just you giving someone some skills, but they are trusting you to guide them, to lead them. And when, as leaders, we want to remember that we are leading with integrity. Integrity is big for me. And you also want to lead from empathy. You want to be able to say, you know what? I was a young person just like you were, and I am helping you move on along the way. All right. Anyone else want to add anything else?
I find that that is a very important consideration, mentorship, and I see it as something that's valuable throughout our culture and community. To me, that's what makes for community. So in a job position, a person who's in a leadership role, when that individual knows what their value is and has the wherewithal to appreciate what other people have to contribute, then the mentorship is, to me, yes, you mentioned about the skill. Yes, I believe that if each person is invited to contribute what he or she has, then that makes for the stronger whole. And no
Yes.
good leader is going to convey the idea that I have it all together and I have it all the knowledge. So
Yes.
mentoring is, I know this, I'll share with you how to do this, and you know this, so show me how I can do that better. So we can all
Absolutely.
for each other.
Absolutely. No one person has everything. No one person has everything. And so when we about to go to commercial break, but I also wanted to say, you know, young women aspiring to become leaders in their field. We said it already. Confidence, confidence, embracing their voice. So if you have young women around you, teach them, make sure they're speaking up, encourage them to seek leadership, right? Encourage them to continue to grow, always be reading something, always be studying something. And then lastly, we want to tell our young women, take risks. You cannot be a scary cat. All right. You cannot be a scary cat. What do we say in leadership? Forward, fail forward, fall forward. Do it anyway, because when you finish, even if it didn't work out, guess what? You learned something. You absolutely learn something. So I like to tell women, try it. Just try it. Try it. When you get older, you don't ever want to say, I wish I should have, could have, would have. You want to be able to say, I tried it. All right. Wonderful discussion. Well, phenomenal authors. We've reached our allotted time for this discussion on this subject matter. And at this time, we're going to take a brief commercial break, and we're going to return and we'll shift over into our hashtag activity. It's a little fun activity. And so for those of you tuning in, we ask that you stay tuned, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Festival of Storytellers Season 6. We've had an amazing conversation with our phenomenal authors discussing women in leadership, breaking barriers. And now we're shifting to our hashtag segment. Authors, we're going to show a few hashtag words, and authors, you will each get a minute and 30 seconds to share your thoughts on this word. So are we ready? This is a fun activity. So team, let's give us our first hashtag, and it is women in leadership. So, authors, what does this mean to you when you see this hashtag? Who wants to go first? All right, go ahead, Dr. Susan.
Women can be excellent leaders, and we don't have to beg or try to fit in. We have not all women. The women in this group are excellent examples of people who have studied, who have worked hard, who have led groups, who have been leaders,
Right.
and therefore can be followed. And we just need more of that.
More of that. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Women in leadership. I know for me, it means we are here to stay. We are women, we are in leadership, and we are here to stay. We are here to stay. Any other authors? What about you, Miss Katina?
I was thinking that women in leadership are real people. We can have compassion. We can get rid of self-doubt and break the barriers for women that maybe be timid, because we've been there. So we can be good role models and show how to build that confidence, have the empathy, and go ahead and help them become strong leaders. And then again, as I always say, so we can all work as a team.
All work as a team, which is the ultimate goal. Miss Dora?
Yes, thank you. I think that women becomes natural to be leaders. It's just that it's in our nature. I mean, people can say anything they want, but I believe we create. It's just so natural for us to create. We are creative. We create. We mother the people. We don't need to be mothers, biological mothers, but we mother our own mothers when we grow up. We mother our students, our husband, our spouse, everyone, because this is just the natural way that we have. We support each other. Women who are leaders don't know envy. They see that as motivation. Rather, you see somebody achieving something and you say, wow, I should maybe learn from this person. And if that person is also like you, she will try to mentor you, like you were talking earlier. So I think that women leadership just got together. We were made for that. Sometimes we don't realize because we lack confidence, perhaps, but when we open our eyes, this is our place. It's women leadership is like saying women in women because it's a synonymous. It's a synonymous women of leadership.
Right. It's a given. It is a given, and I like to tell women, I like to shake them. Listen, our bodies were built to birth babies. Come on here. Like we push whole bodies out of us, right? So what do you mean it's something you cannot do? And so it goes back to what every one of you all have said on here. It goes back to the lack of confidence. Doing the self-discovery, figuring out the self-assurance, and having the confidence to know I can do this. You don't know your own strength is where it leads to. You don't know your own strength. Okay. Anyone else before we put up the second hashtag? The second hashtag is go ahead.
Oh, I was trying to say something on women in leadership. Just piggyback on what Dora was saying. We're natural leaders, yes, but I also want to add that we have the ability to multitask, and I think this is one of our strongest strengths. Like we are able to do so much. We can raise a family and take care of the business and handle the finances and still be emotional support for somebody. So I feel like this is a quality that we have, and I feel like you say a lot of women need to build that confidence and understand that I am able to do that because I was born for that. So this is something that I feel like Dora was saying, women in leadership should come naturally. We should be able to do those things.
Should be able to do those things because you can do those things. It's automatically in you. All right. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Unless anyone else had anything, team, let's put up the next hashtag. It's breaking barriers. So if you didn't speak on women in leadership, do you have something on breaking barriers? We'll give some others a chance. Miss Marva, breaking barriers? No? Not really?
Well,
We'll come back. You want to come
okay,
back?
come back.
Come back. Okay. All right, Miss Dora.
Oh, yes, sure. Thank you. Breaking barriers. I used to say when I was little that not only in Spanish, but not only the sky is the limit, but you can go further. Then I met some people from NASA, and I say, yes, not only not even the sky is the limit, because they reach the stars, right? Astronauts.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't think us as women, I mean, we are fearless. We can learn what we don't know. We can learn, and we can try anything. The worst obstacle sometimes is ourselves.
Right.
We can always break those barriers. I think, I mean, this is about that, but also somebody mentioned that we are empathetic, we are compassionate. That is also a barrier that sometimes, I'm sorry, but we have to talk about men. Men, we see sometimes that it looks like a weakness to if you're
Right.
not looking strong. But we women see other children sometimes like as our own children, even if we are not biological mothers. So let's say wars
Mhm.
wouldn't be the way they are now, because we will be compassionate, thinking every soldier, every child is somebody else's child. So
Correct.
that's barriers that we should also be able to break, wars to achieve peace.
To achieve peace. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
ready now.
You're ready
Ladies.
now?
I'm
Okay.
thinking about my life. Actually, can say I have broken through barriers. The college I attended required us as students, before we could graduate, we had to go to a city and make it on our own.
Mm-hmm.
The school helped us to acquire the job position, but we had to do that. And I went to New York City, coming from Memphis, Tennessee, never
Whoa.
gone to New York. And I had a fellow classmate from the college, Beloit College in Beloit, Wisconsin. The two of us got together, and both of us knew a thimble full of about New York, but we broke through, found our housing, and we worked as nursing aides, is what they called them in that time, at Beth Israel Hospital in New York City.
Mhm.
My entry into the profession of audiology, I had never heard of that. And I was the only African American to graduate the year that I graduated in the profession of audiology. And then when I acquired my first position in that profession, I was teaching audiology to the speech correction students at Northern State College in South Dakota. So
Wow.
I
So you
broke
definitely
through.
broke some barriers. You
Yes.
definitely broke some barriers. Absolutely broke some barriers. Moving to New York City as your first job. Oh my goodness. Yes, you broke some barriers. Okay, ladies, let's shift really quickly. Our time is getting away from us. When you think about my journey as a woman leader, I remember. So, Miss Marva, that's one of your I remembers, right? When I
Yes.
think about my journey as a woman leader, I remember. Anything stick out to anyone? Go ahead, Katina.
Principal took me aside and just said, be you. You're worth
Ooh,
it. You're worthy. You can do this. Believe in yourself, and then others will come and believe in you as well.
I love that. I love that. Be you. Be you. All right. Let's go with another finish line. The most important lesson I've learned about overcoming challenges is all right.
Disregarding other people's negativities. And this goes way back to my childhood when I was 9 years old, or maybe 7 or 8. And this woman who owned the land where my family lived at the time asked my sister and me to come up there to do some work in her yard. and we did not achieve it to her satisfaction. And she was very derogatory and very condescending. And I yet recall that. However, I can say that by the grace of God, it didn't scar me to the point where I felt like I could not achieve what I desired to and believed that I could achieve.
Yes, because that could have definitely scarred you. A lot of things that we face in life, of why how we operate in life now, it came from some form of trauma, some
Yes.
form of rejection, abandonment. Some teacher, someone who we respected, planted a seed of something that was not good, and that seed festered, right? And it grew, and it has affected you. All right. So that is absolutely amazing. So we want to do a shift right now in authors. I want you to get excited, because guess what? Now it's time for you to promote your books and share your social media platforms with the audience. So remember, we have a minute and a half for you to promote your book, and remember to share where they can connect with you on social media. All right. So who'd like to go first? Go ahead, Miss Dora.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I guess I look enthusiastic. I write bilingual children's book, English and Spanish. I have a series. It's called Luisita. That was my mother's name, but actually Dora doing all this because I'm a curious. I'm a child at heart. I have Luisita Sick about cancer, Luisita Travels about disabilities, Luisita Cooks, learning disabilities, Luisita's Dream, Luisita in War, Luisita Recycles, Luisita in COVID-19, and Luisita rides her bike. You can find them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, LaredoPublishing.com, my website, www.dorapshebelik.com. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, with my name more or less, and on TikTok. And a Reader's Magnet for sure, on Reader's Magnet.
Yes. Oh, good. Wonderful. Dr. Susan?
I have written Giving is Not Just for the Very Rich, a how-to guide for giving and philanthropy. We are always hearing about the billionaires. They surround the new president of the United States. They're the ones who have plenty of money, and they're the ones who can do things. But most of them have tremendous egos and put their names on whatever they're doing, and then they buy a yacht or whatever. So I prefer singling out some extraordinary people who were once married to those billionaires. You know that Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon, had the most extraordinary wife whom he divorced. She liked to write. She took care of the children, and suddenly she was on her own. Well, her name is Mackenzie Scott, and she does research to find people, often people without money, may not have families, anyone to help them. And she sets up programs, mainly in the outer boroughs, places like the Bronx or wherever, where there are many people who just don't have means and can't do anything financially. And she sponsors them. She makes it possible for them to become doctors and lawyers and teachers and everything.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And so I know you go into all of this in your book. So for the average person that wants to learn how to give, how can she obtain your book?
Oh, well, through Amazon and Barnes & Noble and many other bookstores, and of course, Reader's Magnet. And by keeping your eyes open and smiling at people, it's not only the book, but it's the attitude. And when you are willing to reach out to other people, for example, we just had these terrible fires in Southern California. Do you know that I was at a doctor's office, and one of the assistants came up to me afterwards, and she told me that she works 2 jobs in order to pay the rent. And then she said, "How can I help people in Southern California?" And I
Wow.
said, "Well, go to the Red Cross." But I thought, isn't this wonderful? You know,
Mhm.
there are people, givers of all sorts. You don't have to be a millionaire to be a giver.
No, you do not.
Kind to other people.
Yes, give of yourself for someone else. That's been a phenomenal woman. All right, Miss Mona, your book, where can we
Yes.
find it and what's about?
So, Woman Code of Conduct is my second book, but my third published item, I would call it. So the first one was the Whited Cheat, was a 12 novel with 12 different stories, the psychology behind cheating. But Woman Code of Conduct is my new baby, and is actually a pretty good guide. Will help women to obtain, to resist. Okay, let me go back in there to be able to obtain the independence. Like we're talking
Yes.
about women in leadership, this is actually a pretty good guide. That is, we talk about different values a woman need to have. They need to have a
Mhm.
great personality, and I give them idea how to reach those personality. They need to be good with finances. They even like with you mentioned that Lady Million, you mentioned about the presentation, our physical presentation, how we express ourselves, how we
Right.
conduct ourselves. It's very important for women to actually be able to be independent and be able to help themselves. So it is available in Barnes and Noble, of course, Reader's Magnet, Amazon, all possible online library available. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Um, X, I have my personal website as well, so they can go to www.monam4.com, and you should be able to have all my information and my social media link right at that point. I'm also a public notary. I'm a businesswoman. I love business. So everything that I wrote is basically something that I use in order for me to
Right.
become who I am today. So it's true, is a fact. It's working. So good luck. And they can always email me and ask me any possible question they have.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Our listeners, I hope you all are grabbing the information, writing it down for how to connect with our authors. Okay, Miss Marva.
My book is Kingdom of God Acrostics. Acrostics is a method where you have an initial word and write it vertically. And for each letter in that initial word, another word is formed. And together, those secondary words give insight into the first word. And I
Mm,
received these insights from the Holy Spirit. And many of them that I have included in this book have come from a friend of mine who first shared with me with regard to that method of learning. And so, an example of that would be the word reign, REIGN, for those who are Bible scholars and believers in Christ Jesus and believe what it says that he has given us to reign with him.
mm-hmm.
REIGN. That is righteously enforcing instituted government now. Believing that when Jesus rose from the dead, he instituted a government that if we, the people of the earth, bought into the government that he instituted through grace, then we would indeed reign with him.
I like that.
This
I
book
like
is
that. So where
available
can we get it?
through Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, and through Trilogy Publishing Company.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. So I am so excited because all of our amazing authors, you were able to share with us where your book was, where we can get a hold of it, as well as what the book was about. All right. So I'm going to quickly go over my book, 30 Pearls of I Do, which you see behind me. It's an inspirational memoir, spiritual and personal development book to all single women contemplating getting married, newlyweds, or seasoned women who have already said I do and their want marriage is just wonderful. On the other hand, those women who have said I do and their marriage is now tested or jeopardized, or you might be the woman who I do has turned to I did. This book provides 30 pearls of wisdom, experiences in my life, tools, techniques, and thought provoking mindful work at the end of every pearl to give you practical hope and application. All right. Your becoming journey, ladies, I don't care what it is that you're facing, it should be celebrated. And so you actually want to remember and know there's a chapter, there's a next after anything that you go through. Don't come out of anything you go through empty-handed, and you can be able to wear my t-shirt that says "My Pain Paid Me." So any of my products can be obtained on my website, www.marviettausher.com, and amazon.com as well. All right. So we have one more special segment, ladies, before we wrap up. And so I want each of you all, you already have your books near you, grab it and position it so that the team can take a photo of you. And we're going to say, whose book? Did I miss someone? Did I miss you, Katina?
That's okay.
Yes.
No worries. Go for the
No,
photo.
go ahead, Katina. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I am Katina Blassingame, and I have written Repeat After Me, and you can find it on Barnes & Nobles and Amazon. I personally love this book as an audiobook because I love to hear people explain the affirmations, tell me how to repeat it, and guide me through the steps to heal me, to find inner peace and calm. It is breaking barriers of everyday life challenges. So find your inner peace, builds the foundation of calm. So thank you for letting me have the time.
Yes, I'm so glad we caught that. And I already have your audio book so that I can listen to it because I believe in affirmations. And so by all means, we could not forget you on tonight. All right. We need our listeners to know to speak into their lives. All right. So everyone grab your book, and our team is going to take a photo, and we're going to say, when I count 1, 2, 3. So Mona, we want to have your book in the screen. So when I say 1, 2, 3, I want you all ladies to say phenomenal woman. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Phenomenal woman. Hold it. Team, do you have it? All right. They said they get it. They said that they have it. All right. So to everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure to spend the evening with you all, my phenomenal authors, my phenomenal sisters. All right. And so we're all taking this journey of women breaking barriers in leadership. And so I hope that not just you, but our listeners also found some valuable insight in our discussion that will inspire you women to embrace the role as a leader and support others in their journey. We talked about that a lot on tonight. Giving back, reaching back, rescuing someone else. Young women that are around you that admire you, they are there for a reason. Pull them up and show them the way. So thank you again for tuning in to our Festival of Storytellers Season 6. It has been an absolute pleasure and an honor being your roundtable moderator today. Remember, as we say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Until next time, keep striving for excellence and empowering one another. Good night, phenomenal authors.
Good night. Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Hey there again, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to the last session for the book shout out live here at the Festival of Storytellers, where discussions about writing and storytelling happens. The magical world of creativity, imagination, and a whole lot of inspiration. My name is Leah, your host for today. And yes, to start off with our first book shout out, we have Miss Susan Orella Gettleston's book that is Giving is Not Just for the Very Rich, a how-to guide for giving and philanthropy. In this book, it is an inspiring resource for individuals eager to engage in meaningful philanthropy, regardless of their financial status. The book outlines practical strategies for giving, emphasizing that generosity can take many forms, including time and effort. Through a blend of personal anecdotes and profiles of notable philanthropists, Gittleson illustrates the transformative power of giving and its impact on both donors and recipients. This guide encourages readers to find their unique path to philanthropy, fostering a sense of purpose and connection within their communities. Again, that is Giving is Not Just for the Very Rich, a how-to guide for giving and philanthropy by Miss Susan Orella Gettleston. And for the second book, we have Stories by Grammy Girl by Miss Catherine Shelby Hale. In this book, it is about a captivating collection of 4 children tales designed to impact essential life lessons through engaging narratives and charming illustrations. Each story features relatable characters, including Squiggly the Spider, who teaches perseverance, and two cave boys on a quest to help their dinosaur friend. Showcasing kindness, another tale follows Scarlet as she discovers her talent, while a dog character helps children understand the many facets of love, blending humor with moral teachings. Hale's book encouraged our young readers to embrace virtues like kindness, resilience, and creativity, making it a delightful resource for both children and parents. Again, that is Stories by Grammy Girl of Miss Catherine Shelby Hale. And for our next book, we have Papi Por Favor by Miss Rosanna Snee. This book follows the life of a 16-year-old Madison Michaels who navigates the complexities of first love under the watchful eye of her overprotective father, which is Pablo Perez. Enforcing strict rules, particularly rule number 4, stay away from boys. Papi's protective nature complicates Madison's feelings when she meets Ben Warren, a charming new student. As Madison falls for Ben, she struggles to keep her emotions hidden from her adoptive twin sisters and friends, leading to a web of secrets and lies. The story explores themes of love, loyalty, and the challenges of balancing familial expectations with personal desires. Again, that is Papi Por Favor by Miss Rosanna Snee. And for the next book, we have Nalini and the Coast Care Crew by Mr. Richard Beauregard. In this book, it is actually a heartwarming story that follows Nalini and her two friends as they embark on a mission to address the pressing issue of plastic pollution in their coastal community. Inspired by the love for the ocean and its inhabitants, the trio organizes beach cleanups and educates their peers about environmental stewardship. Through their adventures, they not only confront the challenges posed by pollution, but also foster friendship and a sense of responsibility towards nature. This engaging tale emphasizes teamwork, resilience, and the power of youth activism in making a positive impact on the environment. Again, that is Nalini and the Coast Care Crew by Mr. Richard Beauregard. And for the next book, we have Pretty Black, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made by Miss Yolanda Hill. In this book, it is a poignant memoir that chronicles her journey from childhood trauma to self-acceptance and empowerment. From the age of 6, Hill faced inappropriate behavior from trusted adults, leading to feelings of insecurity, guilt, and depression throughout her adolescence. Through her narrative, she reveals how these experiences shaped her identity and relationship, ultimately guiding her to a transformative Pretty Black. Moment of realization about her inherent worth and strength, this book serves as a vital resource for parents, emphasizing the importance of healthy father-daughter relationship while inspiring our readers to embrace their God-given beauty and resilience. Again, that is Pretty Black, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made by Miss Yolanda Hill. And for our 6th book, we have Button Eyes, No Eyes by Manette Tyson. And this book follows the transformative journey of Kristen, who awakens on her 17th birthday to a hidden world she never knew existed. In this mysterious realm, she encounters the enigmatic No-Eye people, figures her mother had often spoken about. As Kristen navigates their new reality, she grapples with her identity and the truth of her family's past. The story intertwines elements of fantasy and self-discovery, exploring themes of perception, belonging, and the courage to confront the unknown. Through her experiences, Krishan leans to embrace and learn to embrace her unique gifts and confront the challenge that lie ahead. Again, that is Button Eyes, No Eyes by Ms. Manette Tyson. And for our 7th book, we have Woman Code of Conduct by Ms. Muna Fall. And this book serves as an empowering guide to women navigating the complexities of modern life. Addressing the unique challenges faced by women today, Fall emphasizes the importance of independence and self advocacy. The book outlines essential principles and strategies that encourage women to assert their rights, build confidence, and foster resilience in various aspects of life, including personal relationships and professional environments. With practical advice, with practical advices and motivational insights, Women Code of Conduct aims to inspire women to embrace their strengths, challenge the societal norms, and create a supportive community that uplifts and empowers one another. Again, that is Women Code of Conduct by Ms. Muna Fall. And for our eighth book, this is Judge Not by Mr. George Flachos. This book talks about a young and striking New York State Supreme Court justice whose seemingly perfect life hides deep-seated flaws. As she navigates the complexities of her judicial role, Abby grapples with personal demons that threaten her career and relationships. The narrative delves into the themes of integrity, judgment, and the moral dilemmas faced by those in power. Through Abby's journey, readers witness the struggle between public perception and private reality, prompting reflections on justice, accountability, and the human condition. This compelling tale challenges the notion of appearances, urging readers to look beyond the surface. Again, that is Judge Not by Mr. George Vlachos. And yes, for our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in here at the Festival of Storytellers. And as we draw the curtain for today's book shout out, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the incredible storytellers, participants, and audiences who brought magic to our gathering today. And yes, again, it's me, Leah, your host. And as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
your book?
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.